the 28th hour experience with K.camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K.camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K.camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K.camille, 28th hour experience.
It's the 28th hour experience. Listen, the love I got for my song, y'all made me feel special because, like I told y'all first episode, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Anywho, um, I'm glad y'all like the song. I worked on it really, really hard, and I haven't sung in a studio in years. If you know me, you know I know how to sing. Do I do it professionally? No. Do I want to do it professionally? No. But I will continue to write songs and give people ideas. I'm open to that. I'm open to behind the scenes. That's more my thing, but I don't necessarily want to be doing that because it was really hard. I have so much the experience in the studio. I have so much respect for artists, and I see why they are rich. That it's a lot, especially when you got to keep doing the songs over again. And you got artists who spend hours and hours in the studio perfecting songs and crafts and sounds and melodies. And if you care, you're going to keep doing it over and over again. And it gets daunting. So, um, if that's something that you want to do, consider that it is time consuming and it is so personal. It's hard work. That's why they need that back end, front end, all that in because it's hard work and doing all of this editing. I see now from personal experience, like when people telling you like, yeah, it's hard. This editing is hard. Doing it's hard. It is. It is. I mean, I'm learning something new about myself every day. I'm pushing my patience every day, but it's for me. So um, that's what keeps me going. I know that at the end, it's a goal that I have for myself. So I hope that hearing that will inspire you later on in our topic today, because we got a good topic. We got a real good topic, okay? But talking about music and talking about recording and talking about editing and all of that, we got to get into our song of the week. So our song of the week is called Dirt on My Shoes. It's by Leon Thomas and Kalani. I love it. It's a powerful message behind love. I never get upset about a good song about love. And it's a good vibe too. I like that you can, vibe to it, cling to it, go on a ride with your boo to it. It's a real realistic song about love because it's not going to always be perfect. Never. It's not going to be perfect. No one is perfect. Um, so going into new relationships and relationships in general, I need people to be realistic with themselves, okay? And for our quiet storm selection is another duet. So we got two duets today. So the Quiet Storm selection is Same Mistake by my girl Alex Isley and his name is Destiny Conrad. I have not heard much more music from Destiny Conrad, but I am making it my mission to go and research more about him because I love this song. I love Alex Isley. You will be seeing a lot of music suggestions that I suggest from her. She is a dope artist. Just go look her up. Like her music is a vibe. I listen to her. I love music that I can do my life. I can go run errands. I can do my hair. I can go. I can do me and listen to you. You are one of my favorite artists, and Alex Isley is definitely there. And she's beautiful, and the music just matches, just good. Still on music, I want to shout out to Tiana Taylor for being the creative director for NBA YoungBoy's concert. That is a good look. It is off to a good start. The baby mamas is loving it. The fans is loving it. It looked like he's having a good time and enjoying the love he's receiving from his fans. So I just think that's, good look for everybody involved right now. We gonna hope it stay and pray it stay good and everybody stay calm, cool, and collected and respected. Okay. Um, the VMAs was over the weekend. My weekend was full of rest. Okay, what y'all got? My weekend, I had to reset. I was exhausted. I'm a stay at home mom. I have 4 kids. Two are in school, two are not. We call the two that are not thing one, thing two, because one is two and one is one. Pray for me, y'all. They 14 months apart, and they always with me. So me being able to record and do this, I will explain to you because it has a lot to do with today's topic, and that's why today's topic is called I want the title. But let's finish talking about this music for let's get it all out. Now, the VMAs was this past weekend, and the looks, y'all know we talk about fashion on here, but I'm gonna tell y'all here now. It wasn't really much to look at. It was a lot of sheer and a lot of panties. I'm not about to post these up here because then I'll get flagged. I'm not bit to get flagged for that. Here goes a couple of mentions. Here we go. My good girl Glow, she understood that it was September. It's still warm, and we gonna wear our little plaid for the little fall. We're gonna still have our bright color. We're gonna keep the hair jet black, clean, good. Yes. If anything, I don't know. I don't like the socks. I'm not a big fan of the socks, but I'm glad she looks very moisturized, bright, and beautiful. That's my birthday twin. Glow, we locked in. All right. Next one. Sierra. Have you ever been swallowed? She looks swallowed up in this red. But I love the legs, but the top, I don't like that. It's just like you ain't got to do all that covering up, but I love because she understood it was so much going on right here. Let's just slick this down. I love that she understood that. She did give. I just swallowed that. The swallow. I don't like that part. But the legs and that slick and the color. Um, Doja Cat, sh- she wore this because this is the look she was going for. This is the hair 80s over makeup, the pattern, fabricy color. That's what she wanted to look like. I'm not going to respond to that. That's the look. When people, you can tell when somebody that's what they wanted. That like I want some obnoxious. I want to go out with a bang. That's her and Lady Gaga. So what's the point of commenting on it? They don't care. So I'm not gonna comment on it. That's what she wanted. There you go. It's giving me King of the Hill, Simpsons vibes. I don't know. Who else? We have Ricky Martin. He's still living La Vida Loca. I wonder how old Ricky Martin is. I know he's older, but he looks good in this. He looks very good. Um, and who else is worth even? Oh, Spice. I said, when I looked at this, I said, what the heck? In the Bridgerton, Trailer, Parkerton, Garbage Cannigan, Harrigan, what is going on? It's just so much. It's like, she missed the mark every damn time. I'd be tired. I'd be tired of looking at Ice Spice when she was coming out with them little purses, them little snatches, looking like how we used to dress in middle school. Now you looking like Bridgerton meets 8 Mile. I don't have time. Another takeaway from the VMAs that because I didn't watch the VMAs, I don't really watch the award shows anymore. I used to watch them. My mom used to record them. That used to be our thing, but they are not what they used to be like. The artistry behind them and all of that. I just if it's something there, they like look out, be on the lookout for this, and it's some artists that I really like, then yeah. But if it's I'd be like, I don't even bother watching it. My time is my time, and I do not like that because it's not how it was when growing up. Like, Mariah Carey won Best R&B Song over Residuals. I seen the other nominees, and I even see Heart of a Woman. Now, one thing, if you from Detroit, and tell me if I'm lying, 92.3 gonna play you Residuals and Heart of a Woman back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. Now they good songs. And I hear Type Dangerous, but like we know that Chris like literally put his whole heart into that song. He cries when he performs that song. Like that is a really good song. Heart of a Woman is a good song. Type Dangerous, it's a good song. It's a bop, it's like a bop. But those two songs are like when I think of R&B, I will run to those two songs before I ran to Type Dangerous. And that's no shade to Mariah Carey, because we know Mariah Carey is our good girl, but Type Dangerous, no, that wasn't fitting for that for me. Yeah, so that's all I got for the VMAs. It was sheer panties. I got a link down there in the description if you want to go through all the looks. It was sheer and panties, and everything was just extra short, extra tight, extra, just extra, a whole bunch of extra shit for no reason. Go check it out. Let me know what y'all think. Honorable mentions too with Chris Brown. Everybody's been talking about their experiences with the, venues and parking and not getting in. I love how open Chris Brown is being, as far as I'm learning something too every day, y'all. Like, and with the meet and greets, he's being open. Like, I'm prioritizing rest. I love his honesty. I love that he's not being nasty about it. And, letting his fans know, like, I love y'all, but I do need my rest. And you got to think about it. He added extra shows because of the response he got from us. Like, we sold out in 12 hours. Okay, let me add another show. I love y'all. And he is doing his big one. You got to figure 56 songs he's doing straight, like the artistry behind that. So I am appreciative of him resting and knowing I need that break. No shade to any of my fans, but this a learning process. It's not me. And then with things that is me, this is what's going on. So I love the transparency he has with his fans. I love that because I'm one of his fans. Also, we want to talk about, if we're talking about concerts, Jeezy is ending his TM101 Orchestra Live concert here in the D at the Fox Theater. So fitting because the Fox Theater is so beautiful, so beautiful, and it's so fitting to end your show here. This is like his second home. He comes here like 15 times a month. I mean, not a month, a year. He comes here enough, and we come and we show up like we didn't see him. We come every time, every time. I have family members that are diehard Jeezy fans. He could come next month, and they going this weekend. They gonna go next month to see him. We love Jeezy here, and I can't wait. We're gonna talk about the fashion next week, because one thing about Detroit, we love shining up our cars, and we love putting that shit on. And you best believe it's gonna be buffs all through the Fox Theater. That, how back in the day they used to have little things. What those things called? Please, somebody in the comments tell me what those things are. That's gonna be the buffs. That's how you gonna see. That's how you gonna be able to see Jeezy on the stage. If you front the back, just put your buffs on, and you're gonna be able to see him. Watch what I tell you. They gonna look good. Don't let me down. Y'all gonna look good, and it's beautiful. I can't wait to see what the city pulls out for that, fashion wise, and we already know the whole album front to back. So I can't wait to see the show, and how he puts those songs out like that on an orchestra. That's going to be very, very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. One more shout out before we get into the things of the things is happy birthday to Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges was the first black person to attend the all-white William Frantz Elementary School, and she's now 71. And I brought her up today because I wanted to emphasize she's 71, and all that's saying is our past is not that far behind us. Okay, this is a woman who was a girl who went through a lot, and a part of segregation with schooling, and I just found it like, wow, she's the same age as my parents. That's my parents' age. That's how old. That's the age group. My dad was older, but roughly the same age group. So I just brought it up to for you to keep on your mental how history only repeats itself, and we are not far from civil rights and the segregation and the brown paper bags of it all, and slavery. That's not that far ago. It feels like that, but when you put it on paper and you read those dates, it's not that far behind. So happy birthday to Miss Ruby Bridges. We love and adore you for your sacrifice that you did for us long ago. Well, not that long ago, but long enough. Um, So today's topic, what we're going to get into is identity. Identity. What is identity? What is your self identity? Especially when you go into the world and you become a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a mom, a dad, a wife, a husband, a caretaker, in whatever career you choose. And when I say caretaker, end up coming back to your home, your home base, and taking care of who took care of you. So that's what I'm referring to when I say caretaker today. So I ran into a couple of videos, and I want to show one where a woman is expressing, how she feels so sad and so down. And it's not that she doesn't have a good life. It's not that she doesn't have a good husband, but she just yearns having some time to herself. And it was, and I don't feel like she was coming on the video, because you have a lot of people who record themselves and they get to crying and they get deep into that, like they want the clout of it. But I really feel like it was one of those cries where she couldn't stop the tears, like they were falling as she was talking, like one of those where I'm so frustrated because I know what I'm saying isn't like normal or the politically correct thing to say, but damn it, I want time to myself. So I wanted to talk about that today because I feel like it's something that society puts on us, um, and it don't even have to be like that. My good friend on Facebook, Deanna, shout out to Deanna, she shared a post, and I'm going to read it out loud so you can be thinking about it too, about motherhood and how society puts all these things on you, and you kind of put, okay, I'm a mom, so I have to, and you lose sight of yourself. So, we're going to talk about it. So you fall in love, and of course, now you got to consider somebody else's feelings, and you can't do certain things because you're not single. Then you get married. Then you have children. Then your parents' age, or me, my age, or whoever age, and you got to come back and take care of them. I'm sorry if it keeps shaking. My elbow is hitting my desk. I apologize for that. But you give so much of yourself, right? And then you sit back and you're like, damn, okay, well, it was things that I like doing. It was things, and I had dreams and goals. I'm using myself as an example today. I've been all three of these things. I've been the girlfriend. I am the wife now. I'm the mom, and I did take care of my parents. They're both deceased now. So that once that happened, I was like, okay. Like I felt like got hit by a Mack truck because I was so used to moving. Like I gotta take my baby to school, and then I gotta make sure my mama this, and I gotta make sure my daddy this, and then I gotta do this for myself, and then I gotta that. Once they left and now they're at peace, I was like, okay, so what do I do with this time? But then at the same time, I'm still somebody's wife, I'm still somebody's mama, so I'm still stretching myself thin there, but it's still that little piece that I know is available for me, right? Because that's just the person that I am. And a lot of people are like that they just like, they want to take care of everybody and make sure everybody's good, and they'll put their stuff on the back burner. When I first became a mom, I was 21 years old, and I was in college. I just got accepted to Wayne State College of Education, and I had a goal. I was going to be a high school teacher. My minor was going to be in journalism because I always wanted to talk clearly, but that was my thing. So I'm pregnant. I'm like, whatever, we're going to do this. I got 4.0. I graduated from OCC with a 4.0. Got my little, associates. I'm doing my big one. Let's do this, right? Get through the first semester at Wayne State. I mean, all the way, 9 months. I'm taking my final in December. I'm literally 8 months, going on 9 months, taking my finals, going to my different classes towards the end. My professors and classmates didn't find out I was pregnant till like around Thanksgiving and stuff, because, and it wasn't like I was hiding it. I was small, and my stomach just made it look like I swallowed a watermelon seed one day, and my stomach popped out of nowhere in November. Anyway, I digress. I'm doing all of this stuff. So January comes. Second semester is supposed to start. It's winter. I'm sitting in the bed. I'm on my computer because, mind you, I emailed all my professors, let them know, hey, I'm about to have my baby, so I may miss the first week of class, but I'm here. They all said, congratulations, look forward to seeing you, meeting you, blah, 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 blah. Cool, right? And I got most of them online. No, all of them was online because I knew I was going to pregnant, knew I was going to have a newborn, talk to my counselor, everything. Boom. I'm first week now having him, and now I'm ready to get caught up on my work. Breastfeeding, milk goes everywhere on the MacBook. And I just sat there and I just looked at the mess and I just looked at my baby looking up at me and I was like, I'm not doing this. And I'm not saying, and I'm not, I have so much respect for women who can go to school and do their big one with their kids. Because this was me at 22, 21, well, 22, because I got pregnant at 21, had him at 22. But 22, I'm like, uh-uh. I owe my son this. I owe him me. Because my child's father was not in the picture. So I was like, I owe him me. This knucklehead ain't around no more. I owe him me. So I dropped all my classes. I dropped them all. And I got to applying to jobs. And then I started working. Now I'm a 9 to 5 mama and still balancing the relationship. We balancing our kids together. We learning how to be parents together. And we still trying to date. We still trying to date and be parents, and we're first time parents. He got a son, I got a son. We trying to figure this out, and we still trying to date. Mind you, we are 22, 23. We're young. We're young, right? So we're trying to figure all this out. Then time goes on. Those parents are getting older, so now they need more things, right? So, and then once we get married, we have children. Now that we got the children at the age where they know how to be on this, be on this, pee on their own, answer questions yes or no, let us know that they hungry, we good. And then we started over. What? And then on top of that, the parents are getting older. So I'm running around, I'm having these babies. I had them back to back, and then my parents are getting older, then one parent dies. Then I have my last baby, and then the next. So it's like, okay. So then I had to sit with myself and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing anymore for myself. I had all this personality. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. And I just feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel stuck. What do I do? And I literally had to make myself aware that if you don't do something, you're going to fall and you don't want to fall. And the thing that made me know that I didn't want to fall was I had 4 boys looking at me at every move I was doing. So my goal was to be as transparent with them as I could be. I was letting them know I'm sad about my parents being gone, and it's okay. I'm crying right now because I'm sad, and it's okay to be sad. I would talk to my son. My son's 9. I would be like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. He was like, one of those things that you always watch those. You always watch those. Mom. I was like, yeah. He was like, I can see you doing that. I talk because I want them to see realistically how that happens. Like you can get your life, just everything can fail in life, and you have to pick yourself up. Nobody else but you and some good old prayer. Because I'm telling you, I don't look like what I'm going through. As I'm watching this video and I'm like, and then I got the questions, because some people send me questions. I did post in my story earlier last week and this week about, send me some DMs, some story times about you finding space in your life. So I wanted them to see that you can literally pick yourself up. You have to stay close to God. You have to pray. Whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in, you have to stay focused and prayed up about what you really want, what you're passionate about. I went to God. I said, listen, I have nothing now. My parents are gone. I have nothing now. I have my children. I have my husband. But the people who made me are gone. That was the loneliest realization of my life. And if you still got your parents, go call them, go hug them for me, please. It was the loneliest realization. And I said, well, Kaylin, you can't leave this world and not have done nothing for yourself, but you gave everybody everything. And that's when I decided, win, lose, or draw, I gotta get one of these passions done. So I said, I'm gonna do small increments because I don't have the life where I can just do whatever I want because I am a mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So I take care of my kids, I take care of my husband, I take care of my household, and I love that and I'm proud of that. But I said I have to do something to prove to myself that I can have some self-identity. I'm not leaving this world just known as them boys mama and that man wife. I'm not satisfied with that. That was a conversation with myself. And then I went to God and I was like, God, you hear what I'm talking about for myself? I I want to show my sons that you can do whatever you want to do. I'm not about to tell my sons you can do whatever you want to do and then, oh, I'm just gonna, no, I'm gonna show them like, hey, let's do this. So praying, and I did the first step of going to work out. This is something I never did. So my challenge to myself was doing something that I never did before. I never worked out a day in my life. I never felt the need to. I've always been small. I've always had a small waist. I was like, well, I ain't gonna work out. What we talking about? I can't afford to lose no more pounds. Okay, that's what my idea was. So I have been stalking my homegirl page. This is my best friend from elementary school. Shout out to Teresa. Her fitness studio, 215 Fitness. She will get you together. Look her up on Instagram. Tell her Kayla sent you, okay? So, anywho, I digress. That was my challenge. I paid 3 months in advance and I told my husband I want to work out. Now, mind you, my husband had been telling me, go work out. It's more than that. It's going to make you feel good. Whatever. I was like, I ain't trying to hear that. But after losing my parents, I was like, I have nothing to lose. And I didn't want to talk to no therapist about it. I didn't want to talk about my parents dying. Because it's like, it hurts. Like, what else are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk? I didn't want to do that at that time. I wanted to do something physical. So I was like, I'm gonna pay 3 months in advance. I paid 3 months in advance and I started with Teresa. And the first day, woo, it was intense. But I felt so good that when I got done, I was looking in the mirror and I looked at her and I said, I feel late to the party. And she was like, what are you talking about? I was like, girl, if I would have knew that working out was gonna make me feel good, like skip my body, I feel good. Like I feel mentally clear. Like I felt so late to the party. So that's my suggestion. That's first suggestion. Challenge yourself with something you would have never did. And if you can do that, then you can do your passion. Because now that's where I'm about to lead into this. So I did my 3 months and I can't wait to go back just because I want to go back because I just love feeling good. I love that vibe. I love that atmosphere, I love it. It makes me feel good. I leave the gym invigorated, feeling good, pumped up, makes you more flexible, makes you, you know, your body. And I'm in my 30s. So this was the best time to get my body together and get used to some things. And I stayed dedicated and I stayed on it. So I said, if you can do that, work on this. So then it had in the midst of doing that, I had to set a boundary. I had to communicate with everyone that I live with. I'm the only lady in the house. And I'm going to talk about that where my friend put on Facebook about the health of the mother is so substantial for the entire household to fly. I tell my husband all the time, you communicating and setting those boundaries. I told my husband, this is something I want to do for myself because I don't want to get into no deep depression about my parents being gone. And I know they wouldn't want that because my parents were tired ultimately. It would have been selfish of me to say, oh, I want you here, and they not feeling their best. And I know that they will feel so much better if I was happy. I had to be real with myself. So I sat down and I was communicating with my husband and I was telling my kids about my dreams and just so they would know and they could say, I watched my mama do this. Then it took patience and it took the will. So it took patience because, like I told y'all, editing is hard. I'd be ready to quit every week. I'd be like, Jesus. But I said, girl, you said you wanted to do this, and this is a part of your passion. This is You're carving out a lane for yourself, your self identity. Remember, this is what you wanted. So that's what's going to keep the wheels pumping on it, because it's something you wanted for yourself. This is not for little Junior. This is not for your baby. This is not for your boo. This is for you. So that's going to make you go 10 times harder, right? And then it took being okay with not being in control of everything. It took being okay with not being in control and open to learning new things, because I learned something new about myself every day recording. I learned something new about myself every time it's time to edit. And my husband used to say it all the time. He like, if you can't do nothing about it right now, why are you stressing yourself out about it? And he wasn't lying. And my daddy said it best. I don't worry. I let worry itself. And it used to, because I'd be like, Daddy, the world is over, the sky's falling. And he'd be like, you gonna get enough of that? I don't worry. I let worry itself, because I believe in God. And as long as I believe in God, everything gonna work out. He had been putting me on game, but my positive A personality ass wasn't trying to hear it. But the older I got and the more kids I had, I'm like, oh yes, I do need help. Oh yes, I do need a break. And I do. I call my, hey, come get your god kids, because I need a break. I communicate what I need now without feeling bad. And that's all you need to do, is be clear and intentional with your prayer and what you promise yourself, right? And that's really the real tea. And pray about it and have the will and make it your goal, because it's the best thing for me. And my husband is so proud that I'm doing this podcast, because I've been talking about it for years. And he like, you notice you like a lot more bouncy and happier, because I'm looking forward to things and looking up stuff to talk to y'all about. So even if this podcast doesn't blow up, hmm, whatever, I can still say I did something for myself that made me feel happy, that did not involve my children, my husband, my dog. It was me. It was something that made me happy. And I'm still a stay at home mom. I'm still a wife. I still got 4 boys. I'm still the only lady in my house, but I got my podcast too. And this corner makes me feel so good. It's a nice, perfect corner for me to get my shit off with y'all. And I love it. So I want y'all out there to find something. Challenge yourself to something you never thought you would do before, so you can prove to yourself that you can do something you really love. And talk about it in the comments. I don't want to get too long-winded, but I really wanted to use myself as an example of you can hit rock bottom. You can, man, my parents got taken away from me, and you're gonna hear me talk about it a lot, because it just happened. This isn't years in the making. No, it just happened. I literally have a 1 and 2 year old, and I think about all the time how I have to remind my youngest children who my parents were. That's sad for me, but it keeps me motivated to keep the stories alive in my mind, and to do what I'm doing now to inspire them to be happy, because I don't want nothing from my sons. They don't owe me nothing. When they grow up, the only thing I want from them is to be happy. Be happy with it, whatever you do. I just want, when my sons call me like, Mom, I had a great day. You won't believe it, that I just want my sons to be happy and love what they do, and say, my mama did it. My daddy did it. I can do it too. That's it. And that's how you can balance yourself and whatever title you have, right? And even in relationships, the same thing applies, even if it's no kids involved. You can't lose. If the goal is that y'all eventually want to get married, y'all got to still be dating. Y'all got to take that counseling before you get married. Take it from a married woman. Take that counseling before you get married. It's okay. It doesn't mean that you have a problem. It just means let's talk about the little tinks before we do the big ball. It's okay. But communicate, have patience, have the will, have understanding. Be okay with not being in control. Be okay with asking for help, vocalizing what you need. Because, like Ronnie said, closed mouths don't get fed, honey. And that pertains to a lot in our lives. Now, y'all know what time it is. It's time to hold the line. It's time to hold the line, y'all. So like I told y'all, I said send me a story time or send me some questions, advice, but based on identities and titles in relationships, being moms, being caretakers, being teachers, nurses, doctors. You got to, if you want to crochet, if you want to knit, if you want to run, if you want to ride a bike. What's the lesson of the day? Challenge yourself to something you would not do so that you can prove to yourself you can do what you want to do. Okay, that's what we gonna preach. Say it for the people in the back. Okay, now I got 3 questions. Let's run through them. I put my career on hold to focus on raising my kids, but now I feel like I don't know who I am outside of being a parent. How do I start rediscovering myself without neglecting my family? If you just watch this whole podcast, I answered that already. But again, balance, pray, figure out what you want to do, something that you know gonna make you happy. Talk to your partner about it, because if your partner don't help you with that, then y'all need to go to counseling. Because as soon as I told my husband, hey, I want to do this podcast thing, he said, hey, I've been waiting on you at the door. And I've been telling you need to work out. So he's kind of laughing that, yeah, my wife's finally getting her shit off, but it's so much easier because now the house is at peace. She ain't, yeah, I have my days where I'm sad because of course my mom and dad are going, but it's not the, oh, my mom and dad are going and I ain't doing shit with my life, and the kids growing up and they gonna leave me. Cause you gotta remember that. Remember that. When you have kids, they're not gonna be there forever. They can come visit and they will call, but they're gonna be adults on their own. And they're gonna get out and they're gonna adventure the world. And guess who's gonna be in the house sitting twiddling with their fingers if they wrap their whole life around the kids? Yo ass. Don't do that. Find something for you so that when they leave the house, you still in love with your partner. When they leave the house, you still got something for yourself. Okay, you ain't waiting at the door for them. When they come over, they be like, damn, Ma, you sit out, what you doing? Because I know my kids gonna be like, damn, y'all, I gave y'all my life. Mama got a life too. Okay? So again, challenge yourself to something you would have never did, and then go into your passion and talk to your spouse, partner, whatever, about rediscovering yourself. Here's the next one. I don't want my kids to grow up thinking that being a parent means giving up your whole identity. How can I show them balance without feeling like I'm being absent? This was from a guy, and I want to emphasize that it was from a guy because guys do have these questions. I do want to shout out the men. The millennial dads, y'all doing y'all big one, okay? Y'all going to the store and getting that bread. Y'all coming back with that bread and some milk and extra activities with y'all kids on top of that. I love that for y'all. I love that for y'all kids. Y'all kids are growing up to be confident, and it's showing. It's showing. Okay? But show them balance by communicating with them what you're doing. And when you do have time with them, let them in. Like when my sons, I show them my corner and show them what I'm doing and tell them how I had a hard time editing and how it was hard, because I don't want them to think that I'm perfect and I know everything. Because when he's sitting at the table and he having a frustrated time, he can look back like, well, my mama be having a frustrated time with something she love to do and she still do it. So I'ma do it. You use different things like that. Every moment, what we use in my house is every moment is a teachable moment. Okay, it anything that happens in your house, you can turn into a teachable moment. I bet you about $1. Make everything a teachable moment and just be open and communicate that with your family and your kids and see where that goes. Last question is, I think my wife is a great mom, a great woman, a great person overall. Overall, sorry guys. It just seems like all of our conversations are about the kids. How can I reconnect with her? I want to date again. She doesn't want a babysitter. Okay. So, keyword, you said kids. So I can't blame this on, oh, she's a new mom and she doesn't. No. So my suggestion is you can do small stuff. You can start off small. Let's say instead of the 8 o'clock date, dinner soiree, start off with an hour coffee date. Do small increments. And ask your wife, who do you feel comfortable with our children the most? And explain to her, we still need this. We need to still be connected. We still need to be in love, because once these kids grow up, it's just going to be me and you. And I want it to feel like it's just me and you still. Right? So Start off small. And when you go out, you can't talk about the kids. Start a jar on her ass. Every time she bring up the kids, she got to put something in that jar. And that's going to go towards y'all date night. Boom. Boom. And, start during the day. Do day. Do day. And then, as she gets more comfortable, like, okay, I'm feeling my husband. Okay, it's cool. Okay. Then you can start doing them 8 o'clock at night dates and let them spend the night at me, my house and stuff like that. But start off small and communicate. That's a lot of things. A lot of things, and I do it too. We be sitting back in our head about something, and our partner ain't even thinking about it like that. I'm guilty of it. Be sitting there like, I don't want to say nothing. And then they be like, oh, okay, whatever. So communicate. See where that goes. And then I got some suggestions. And when she be like, I don't know. Well, we can do, let's go to coffee. Hit her with them suggestions. But that start there. And the fact that you're even reaching out trying to figure out something without confiding in another woman trying to do some extra dumbass shit, you did your big one, sir. So good luck to everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed today's topic. It was a little different.
It's the 28th hour experience with K.camille, where you know it's real. It's the 28th hour experience with K.camille, where you know it's real. Current events, different topics with a twist you can't miss. K.camille, 28th hour experience. Talking about books, different looks. Talking about stories that leave you shook. K.camille,